Cognizant that the desired change in the national economy, Mr. Speaker, protect me please. Honorable Karimi said that cognizant that the desired change in the national economy cannot be achieved overnight. Therefore, all hands must be on deck to ensure that the economy is put back on track. Nigerians recognize that, which is why they voted out the previous administration that set out to destroy the economy and voted in change to bring about development to this country. It was never been the, Mr. Speaker, protect me. It was never in doubt. It was never in doubt, Mr. Speaker. And it was never in doubt in the minds of the people who held sway in the last administration that oil prices would eventually drop. At the time they held sway, oil prices were as high as 110, 120. And all of that time, what they set out to do was to squander the monies, loot and desecrate the money, and lead us to the situation where we are today, without thinking about the future and thinking about our children who are yet unborn. The previous the previous government under President Jonathan, also beyond looting oil revenues and allowing people to loot as they chose to oil revenues, also went about withdrawing and taking in massive amounts from our foreign reserves. They used the time they were in office to take massively from the foreign reserves of this country, thereby putting us in a vulnerable situation where at a time like this, where the oil prices have dropped nationally, internationally, where Nigeria should be dipping into the foreign reserve to cushion the effects of these failures, they have nothing to show. We have not. What are you putting me now? Mr. Speaker, on assumption of office, this government has set in motion processes that will lead to changing the laws. And that money that has been stolen, as have been quoted alone, can fund the national budget. So that is one step that is in, that export is key in balancing the budget. How much you export and how much you import determines how much your budget is balanced. So it was pertinent that the last administration should have known that oil prices would drop in the future and should have diversified the economy, encourage production of other things outside oil, so that we'll be able to export today that oil has dropped. What did they do? Instead, they went out giving licenses to people, giving waivers, giving people autonomy to do all kinds of nonsense that they desire in this country, leading us to the situation that we are today, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to agree finally that some...
Honorable Hembe, did I hear you say all kind of nonsense? You must withdraw that, please. Speak to your mic, please.
Mr. Speaker, I agree that something ought to be done hold on. I agree that something, hear me. You never hear now? Yes, I hope they clap when I'm done. Mr. Speaker, I agree that something ought to be done. Nigerians recognize that something ought to be done. That thing that ought to be done has been done. Change has come to this country. Change has come to Nigeria. And this government has upon its shoulders the onerous task of pulling Nigeria out of the doldrums that the PDP in 60 years pushed Nigeria consistently. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And on that basis, I want to move that we...